Hey everyone, in this video, I will talk to you about what happens when we heal. So, when you do the work to heal yourself, first of all, you don't feel like you're so alone and so lonely and there's no one there. So, you feel this deep sense of belonging. You feel like you belong. You're not searching emptily, to going from different places, people, and things, trying to fit in. You stop trying to fit in and you have this sense of belonging to yourself and to your world. So your world becomes, world of the universe, God, people around you. You feel like you belong, and you stop trying to chase other people. That emptiness, that loneliness, that feeling of not being content that we feel when we're not healed, that restlessness, that goes away. So as you do the work, the restlessness of feeling and being alone goes away. And then number two, as you do the work, there's less fear. You're not dictated, you're not picking friendships or people or making choices and decisions based on fear. You have you have groundedness, and you feel like you can face your fears. So that's another thing, that big change that happens when you have, oh, doing the healing work, and I am healing. So as you heal, you find out that you have a place where you belong. You belong to yourself, you belong to earth, you belong to God, you belong on this planet, and you're not scared as much of other people or their reactions, or what they're going to say. So fear does not dictate your life, right? You trust in your ability. You trust that God has your back. You move through life with courage, integrity, dignity. You have respect that you can handle challenges, that any challenge that comes your way, you take it as a reason to grow, a reason to learn, a lesson to learn. And you're not resentful of people, places, and things. You're not angry because other people are doing this and that. You stop comparing yourself constantly. You stop living in what if I did this, or what if this was different, right? You accept life, you accept yourself just the way you are. You stop chasing other people, you stop trying to convince them to change, you stop forcing them to accept you. So as you do the work, you feel like, okay, well, if this relationship or this job didn't work out, there's more people to form friendships and relationships with. There's more jobs, there's more places to live. You believe in possibilities, and that's how your fear shrinks, and self trust and trust in the universe and hope takes over as you heal. Then you embrace like this true freedom. You're not seeking other people's validation or approval. You see things for the way they are. You accept them, and then if it does not work for you, you exit with grace, right? You're not resentful that, oh, I did so much and then they didn't reciprocate. Well, if they didn't reciprocate, you move on, right? You're not there to sit in resentment. You're not there to keep them in jail of, well, you need to do this for me. If they did not reciprocate and if they were breadcrumbing you, you move on. Right? That's the meaning of true freedom, that you're not shackled, you're not isolated, you're not keeping yourself small, trying to fix, change, chase after other people. You're not seeking other people's approval, validation to feel worthy. You inherently know, as you do the healing work, you start to respect yourself, you start to find your power, you start to find your strength, and then you do feel worthy. So that's another thing to look forward to as you do the work and you put the effort in yourself. You will feel worthy, you will feel that you belong, you will not feel restricted to just a few people or just in a small pond. Then you, when you do the work, you develop so much trust in yourself, you respect yourself, you have integrity, you have courage. And even though you may feel fearful, you do not blend in with the fear, you don't become one with the fear, right? You stand in a place of courage and you face fear and you move forward. You take challenges like they're lessons that you can learn. You let go of worries, rumination, guilt, regret, resentment, all these emotions, right? All these low vibrational emotions you start to let go of, because you know that this is the way to break free from the past and move forward in the present. Of course, you give, the people that you're leaving, you give them respect, you give them love, you say thank you to them. And then this is not serving anybody, you don't hold resentment, you move on, right? You develop genuine self-respect, self-trust, self-love, radical acceptance of yourself, compassion, and then a true belonging to yourself. As you heal, you know that you are worthy of love, respect, belonging, acceptance, right? Just simply just because of who you are. That you, because you are here, you're part of the human race, and you are here to learn your lessons, to be on your journey, and you don't chase after other people to tell you what to do. So your choices, your decisions, you take them fearlessly, but also with courage. And also, you're not blaming other people if things don't go right. You're not blaming anyone else. You take accountability, and then you face the consequences, you learn from them, and then you move on, right? That's the cycle of life that you start to participate in as you do the healing work. You let go of the noise in your head, or at least you try to let go of the worries, the rumination, the worrying obsessively, feeling guilty, feeling resentful, regret, all that pointless, low vibrational emotions. You learn that this is not serving me, right? As you heal, you develop that foundation of, okay, this does not serve me, so I'm not going to do it, or I'm going to do less of that internal boundary, right? You put boundaries as you do the healing work. Not only you put boundaries on the outside so people are not taking advantage, undue advantage of you. Of course, you're here to serve, so you want to give generously, but when you feel like other people are not reciprocating, they are taking advantage of you, then you pull back, you set boundaries, and then you set internal boundaries too. That if this is not good for me, I will not participate in it, right? So you develop genuine self love, self acceptance, self trust. You let go of the shame and blame game. And then you see yourself as an equal. Like as you heal, you stop feeling like there is something wrong with me. I'm not worthy. I wish I was different. I wish this, right? You forget, all that just noise falls away from you as you start focusing on healing your inner child. So I have a video on 100 ways to heal your inner child, and healing work really is to heal your inner child, that wounded part of you that that uh, that takes over and dictates all your choices, the emotional dysregulation, the reactivity. You genuinely love your inner child, you learn to soothe them, you self parent your inner family, and then you have internal boundaries on what you're not going to do and what you are going to do, and keep the focus on yourself. In recovery they say, there's a line that says, you stay in your own lane, which means you keep the focus on yourself, and you keep growing in your on your path. You're not comparing, you're not comparing, contrasting, you're not looking here and there, you just focus on where you're going, right? You maintain healthy relationships, you walk away from unhealthy people, abusive people, people who take advantage of you, people who are only in it for their own self, right? So your relationships become sober, emotionally sober. When you heal, that is one of the biggest thing that happens. You become emotionally sober, and then you choose people who are healed and emotionally sober, which means they're not overly reactive. They're not living with hate or anger or resentment. They're not jealous, right? All these emotions are, they're human emotions. They come and go. But when you're healing, when you're doing the inner child work, you don't cling to those emotions. You don't live in that lower frequency emotions. You understand, as you do the healing work, you understand that emotions are not facts. Emotions, your feelings are just feelings, and they can get triggered by, you know, people who are past wounds can trigger your emotions. But that doesn't mean that you need to act on it, that you need to make choices and decisions based on that. So emotional sobriety, emotional maturity, stability, and groundedness, that becomes your state for most of the time as you do the healing work, right? And trust in relationship grows as you surround yourself with those who honor and respect you. You leave those who devalue and discard you. You stay with those where you feel safe, healthy, worthy. And you deepen those connections where you do feel valued and wanted, right? And that's how trust grows. Trust in yourself, trust in other people comes from practice. Once you do the healing work, you start to believe in yourself and in your choices. And then you learn. Then you say, oh, okay, well, I made this mistake. I'm going to forgive myself for choosing the wrong person or chasing the wrong person or trying to get somebody to see my value or trying to get them to reciprocate, trying to fit in where I did not belong, right? So you really start letting go through forgiveness. You let go of all the poor choices and decisions you made in the past, and you live in the present moment. That is another thing, another sign that you are healing, that you don't dissociate as much. You don't need coping mechanisms or bad coping mechanisms like drugs, alcohol, bad relationships, anything to distract you. You don't need distractions from your own life. You don't need to numb and soothe yourself now as you're doing the healing work, right? And then you recognize that healing allows for deeper connections. You value deep connections where you can, rest and trust and fall back on. But at the same time, you don't get enmeshed in relationships. You don't just forget yourself, right? When a great friend comes or a great man comes, you don't just forget all about your girlfriends, your hobbies. You don't just give yourself up to for one relationship anymore, right? You embrace and you stay grounded in your worth, your value, your individuality. And you no longer measure yourself with how much I give, how much suffering I can take, how much sacrifice I can make for a man or a friend or a job, right? So you don't live in that sacrifice type of love. You don't live for that struggle life, basically, right? And then your self-worth dictates the choices you make. Your groundedness in your own self tells you, all right, well, I trust my intuition. And then as you do the healing work, you connect with your intuition. And in my book, I talk all about this, right? How to connect with your intuition so you can trust your intuition. As you do the healing work, you learn to trust your intuition. You learn to trust the guidance of your God, your higher power. You learn from the past mistakes. You don't hate yourself. You don't put yourself down. You don't compare yourself to other people, right? You have confidence in whatever's coming. I'm going to be able to handle it, whatever's coming. And then first of all, you say only good things are coming to me, and you attract good things by living in that higher vibration of love, respect, courage, authenticity, fearlessness, just being you. You're just being all you, and you live in that healed space. And then that gives you inner peace, inner strength, inner stability, spiritual growth each day, living in your purpose, living your best life as your most authentic self. Right? So I hope this helps you understand that as you do the healing work, you don't need to run after people, try to manipulate them, try to control them. You will live from a place of self trust, self worth, self respect, and do things to earn your own respect and that self esteem. So, the biggest gift of doing the work is that you are able to live in your purpose, being the authentic self that you are. You can be the real you. And sir, and then as you do the healing work, you will accept the real you, you will love the real you, the authentic you, and then you will surround yourself with people who love you for your authenticity and for who you are. And then as you do the healing work, that will become emotional sobriety, emotional maturity, and just peaceful life becomes the norm. And that is a big gift. So, and that is a big reason for doing the healing work. And that is my prayer for you, that you do the work that is required to bring yourself to this place of healing so you can live authentically and you can be in your power and do all the things that you're here to do. Alrighty. Good luck, everyone. See you on the next stream.